Syrian President Bashar al-Assad is in the fight of his life. Battles are raging in the streets of the capital, Damascus. That's according to reports from activists who say this is the third straight day of heavy clashes.
Allahu Akbar.
Rebels say government forces are trying to push opposition fighters back from within striking distance of the presidential palace. They say the military has ramped up its presence on the streets of the capital. Security forces have surrounded rebel-held areas, but opposition fighters have held firm. Elsewhere, another confrontation is shaping up at the UN Security Council. The West and Russia are still in disagreement over the future of the UN observer mission. Kofi Annan is meeting President Vladimir Putin in Moscow to try to get Russia to take a tougher stance on Syria. But Russia says it won't cave in to Western pressure.
U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's also trying to lean on Russia. She spoke to CNN's World Affairs reporter Elise Labott during a stop in Jerusalem.
Everybody is as outraged as I am, and I think for very good reason, at what we see happening. It's horrific what's happening. But, you know, you have to look at all the consequences of any action that the outside could take. And, you know, there are many instances that I could point to where you could make things worse. You could add to the violence through some kind of military intervention, which is why you see the region itself, which is living with this terrible regime and what it's doing to its people, being especially careful. So yeah, the time is running out. I can't put a definite, hour and minute on it, but the Assad regime is not going to survive. I just wish it would end sooner instead of later.
Yeah, but you keep saying that the Russians need to pay a price. You're urging the world to show Russia there's a price. What price is the U.S. prepared to make Russia pay?
Well, our commitment is to try to get Russia to cooperate with us. So we want the rest of the world to put pressure on Russia in the Security Council so that they will support a Chapter 7 resolution where we can impose very hard sanctions on people and institutions that support the regime. That would be the best signal we could send to Assad that his days are numbered. As long as he has Iran in his corner, which he does, and as long as he has Russia uncertain about whether or not to side against him in any more dramatic way than it already has, he feels like he can keep going, and that's the message we want to reverse.